You know, instead of just having a what is this called? A pop
filter.
Corn. A pop filter. They need to have a snake filter. A snap filter. For like
For
when
the
you
S's?
have those like Chris.
Chris.
You know,
That's
from
Chris?
Family Guy, Mr. Herbert.
Oh, yeah. He has a lisp, Amber.
But it has a whistle in it.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Why are you? Did you have a lisp? Is that why you're?
No. I didn't.
Your face looks really defensive.
I didn't.
What was your? What did you? What?
I went to speech therapy for my R's.
Oh, you would say like one.
I'd say at the end of the rainbow, you'd find a leprechaun.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of what did you have to do to change it?
Practice.
But
like saying the words. Like I'd go rainbow.
Oh, okay.
Rainbow.
Did they have to teach you like how to make the sound?
No, because I could. I just messed it up sometimes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't completely a lost cause.
No, first of all. No, but that's interesting because I guess I always thought it was like a difficulty in the mouth formation. But it sounds like it's not. It's like a knowing when, like, you mix up, you interpret an R as a W. And
Right.
therefore say one wabbit when you see it.
Yeah.
But was it when you were reading?
No, it's
or?
not. Yeah, it's not that I. Are you saying I would see the letter R in rabbit and see it as a W?
Or like like you see an R, but you don't associate R, the sound R, with that symbol.
No,
so you would say W.
No, it wasn't like I don't think it was I think it was just like an actual physical. Because my brain wasn't seeing it as if it was a W.
But
it was an R. I would just mess up.
Like, is that a thing, though? Like, you can see an R. You can know it's an R. You can know in your brain it's a R. But when you go to do it, your body just makes a W.
Yeah.
But you could make the sound.
I could make a R, but I just said a W.
That is so fascinating.
I know.
You make me, because I'm always like teetering on the fence of like, should I go into speech therapy?
Amber, you are teetering on every fence known to man.
But
you're not teetering on a fence. You're teetering on fences.
The cosmic fence.
The cosmic fence. And it's made up of brick, wood, plaster, and that fence doesn't even stand. But you rebuild it so you can sit on it again. The storm brings the plaster fence down, and you're like,
topples.
no, my fence. I was sitting on that.
I erect it once more with a different material.
Yes, yeah.
No, because it goes in
different colors.
It goes in with the like interest in literacy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
and that makes sense
but I
because you're
have an
also
interest in
helping
a lot
people
of
because you
things.
feel like you need to help people too, and that does help people. I had a friend who had a problem with his THs. I think I've mentioned that before. But I don't remember how he pronounce it. Maybe it was like as an
like
F sound. Or no, I think you're right. I think it was a duh sound. The frog was over the tree.
But you know, the interesting thing about saying like you have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Is that in other languages, right, they don't have a th. It doesn't exist. So they don't grow up making that sound.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. I think it's interesting to like problematize pronunciation. Like if I know every time you come up to me you're saying thank you. I know you're saying thank you. Why am I?
No, they're saying that's dank. Or that you're dank.
Thank you.
Dank, comma, you.
Yeah, I don't know. But I had an interesting thought before we started talking about aesthetics.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was at a tabling, I was tabling. I was sitting at a table for the board that I'm on.
Yes, but what? Were you tabling something?
No.
So you were just at a meeting.
No, listen. So it was a back to school drive
Okay.
for
Yes.
backpacks
Sorry.
and whatnot.
Yes. Okay. You had for the people. You had a table set up.
Yes.
To
To
push
give
out
information.
Yes, about your.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
a tabling, everybody.
Yes, so but maybe there's a better term for that.
There
we
most
do work
definitely
in the
is.
government, and tabling does have a specific term
Yes.
in legal procedures.
Right.
But
Robert's Rules of Order.
yes, Robert, thank you so much for your rules of order.
Yes.
And so I was sitting there, and we were, you're talking to people.
Yep.
And
I hope so.
yes, and a lot of the people were coming up, and
saying thank you
and there were a lot of moms. There were a lot of single moms, and they were like single mom of 2, 3, 4, 5 kids.
Oh, I thought you were counting how many were coming up.
No. Just so many kids, single moms.
Yeah.
And the different, and they'll start telling you like, yeah, I've been trying to find an apartment. Yeah, I've been having a hard time with this. Or, yeah, I'm taking care of my grandbabies or my cousin's kids or my sister's kids.
Right.
She's trying to get back on her feet. Da-da-da. She's looking for a job. Blah. We're getting displaced because of blah. Whatever. And as I was sitting there and like, they're like passing out socks as well, backpacks and socks. And I think those were the main kind of kits for like energy efficiency and water, like cleanliness in the home. They were like handing out kits to help with that. I don't really know what would be in it, but
energy efficiency
for the house.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking about for the kid. I was like, is there caffeine packets in there?
No, for the house.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
And
yeah.
It kind of occurred to me, I was like, you know what? The need is great.
For energy.
For everything.
Everything, yeah.
For everybody who has, like, need, it's not one thing. It's every area of life.
Yeah, well, because, like, if you don't really have real need if it's just like one thing. That's like a problem or issue that just needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
But it's really actually problematic when you have a multitude of variables that are awry within the house.
Yeah, and then like they were talking about like, because I guess I didn't know this, the state of Arkansas has made it to where all the kids get lunch for free.
Yo.
Yeah, which is really good. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, me too.
That was passed.
Go AR.
Yes. And then someone was talking about like, and in addition to that, the kid that was staying with them, I think it was like their grandchild, also qualified for free lunch. So that was really good. So now we're talking food. I don't know.
Teachers are getting paid more.
No, that's not where I was going with that.
Well, but it's just
that's great though.
Yeah, that just goes into like the education element as a whole. Bit. Yeah,
and it made me think though, as a person who does want to be helpful to people, there's not really like I can get preoccupied with like what should I do?
Yeah.
And it's if you want to help people, and it's more about wanting to help people than it is about your own sense of I'll say intellectual. Okay, sure.
I mean,
yeah, your own egotistical need for intellectual stimulation
or glory,
or
whatever else.
Terrible narcissistic traits.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
TNT.
You don't have to.
TNT.
Okay.
Because when you have terrible narcissistic traits, it's like TNT and it will blow up in your face.
That is true. This is a PSA.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's just like there's no way to really go wrong. I think it probably is more about what you have the patience for.
Yeah.
And what you're actually gonna like do. Because like there's certain things I'm sure like you don't have the patience for, I wouldn't have the patience for, or I wouldn't feel motivated to actually do. Like if somebody was like, oh, you should do financial counseling. No.
Yeah.
I know it's something that somebody needs, but that would require me to like have to learn about this, and I don't want to.
Right.
Because that's a waste of my time. And also, no. It's great, but no.
Yeah. Not for you.
Not for me. And so it just, I don't know. That made me really think like,
I'd like to counsel financially.
yeah, I think that would make sense.
I like numbers.
Yeah.
They're fun. Statistics.
Yeah. Which I'm like, I'm maybe that is why you're okay with the design part of how many numbers, measurements have been introduced into the code, because there's a mathematical component, even slight. But
Well, and those are like the only things that really truly feel objective.
yeah.
Because you can't misinterpret numbers or calculations.
No, you can't. And it makes it real.
Mm-hmm.
It's less, because design doesn't, I'm sure it has a reality to it. But if you don't think that way, if you don't have that sort of brain that processes spatial information in that way,
Right.
you need something else to make it real if you're not that type of person. And that's what the math does.
Right.
But I guess that's my segue.
Into today's discussion is aesthetics.
Welcome to the podcast.
Imagine sprinkles. Yeah, welcome to the podcast. You said welcome. So to the A to Z podcast. Not pronounced ATAZ or ATAZ. A to Z podcast. Welcome. Aesthetics today. Bit philosophical, bit social, cultural.
Personal.
Personal even, yeah. Gosh.
Spiritual.
It's all the things. It's everything.
It's the cosmic fence.
Yeah, it's part of the cosmic fence that Amber teeters and sits upon.
Lest I tip
What?
and fall forever.
Oh, yes, like Humpty Dumpty.
From the cosmic fence.
Amber Long is the Humpty Dumpty of our generation. But we haven't got to the part to know if she tips over or not and cracks. That's coming in the future, though. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Do you want to start us off?
No. I think you should.
Okay. So, which video? I think it was the aesthetics, the crash course, the what is aesthetics video that talked about the goldfish in the blender. Did you think that was art? Okay, so there was this artist. I don't remember what his name was. I don't remember where it was. I don't remember details. Details are
irrelevant.
Yes. What is relevant is that he had goldfish. See, there we go. There wasn't even an R in there. Goldfish in a blender, in multiple blenders, multiple goldfish, and he had people walk up. And he told them, hey, you can press the blend button if you so desire. And at one point, I don't know how long it had been, but at one point someone did, okay. And so they had police called, and they showed up, and they tried to charge the museum with animal cruelty or something like that. And the aesthetic question here is that art? Is that art, or is it just monstrosity in a raw form? And what the artist said they were trying to get from it is they were trying to place people in three categories. Voyeurs, for those who just wanted to sit there and watch and not participate, but just kind of see the horror if anyone would actually, press blend or not.
Yeah, how it plays out.
Yeah. Sadist, people who would press blend, so that one individual that did. And then what was the third category? Do you recall?
I think it was something like moralists or something.
Moralists,
I don't
yeah,
know if
and
that
those
was
are-
a word, but
I think you're right. And those were the people who would walk away? Or,
yeah, who were like, this is wrong.
Yeah, they're like, this is all kinds of messed up. They walk in, they see the goldfish in the blender, and they're like, this doesn't seem like a place I want to be in, and they walk out.
I wonder why none of them walked up and were like, can I take this fish
Yeah, maybe it
'Cause
wasn't
this
an option.
doesn't seem right.
You can't touch the artwork
Maybe.
unless you're pressing blend. Then you can.
I feel like he would have let them,
Maybe.
because then it would
That
have
could have been
shown
a
how
nice
many
part of the
people.
experiment. I feel like then that's like an outlier too. You're like, okay, we actually had some people like do something that was against, any
Yeah.
one of the categories, and they could have been a hero.
Yes.
A hero.
How many
Yeah.
are heroes? How many are
Saviors,
moralists?
perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many are voyeurs and
Yep. But
Yeah.
then the issue is that once you have someone ask if they can take one and they take one, you're probably going to have. And if you're like, you can only take one, because if not, then they're just going to take all of them.
But you know what though? That if somebody did, let's say someone walked up, took one, someone else saw it.
And was like, okay, I'll take one too.
Yeah, that
just-
is also goes to show how social, like being, I don't know what the term, being compassionate.
Yeah, right.
Is that we really really are inspired
Right.
to action by
Right.
one another.
And whether or not you like that concept, I think it's art. I think it's art.
In the video, it explained like art in two different ways. It could either be, I don't know what the terms were, but like,
One is if it's intentional, right?
well, no, one was entertainment.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, I guess maybe the other one is maybe what you're saying. One was it's purely just for entertainment and escapism and like
Oh, yeah, right.
taking you out of reality. And then the other one was, maybe it was called intentional art, and it was to help you learn how to interact with and navigate reality,
Right.
and think about it. And I do think that is thought-provoking, a thought-provoking demonstration. Is it art? Honestly, I feel like it's an experiment. It was more of a social experiment that shouldn't have been allowed to happen. Like, it's more
Yeah.
akin to like that prison study psychological thing.
It would have made more sense maybe if like the blenders weren't plugged in or something, and the person pressed the button thinking it was going to do it, but then
Right.
you find that it doesn't.
Right.
But then I guess it would stop at just one person pressing it, because then everyone after that would know that
Or
it's
you
not really doing anything.
you lie to them and you tell them one of these is plugged in
Oh, I see.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But none of them are plugged in.
Right. And see, this is why there are solutions to you don't have to go all out. You don't have to say, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to do it this way to get the results that I want. There are ways around it, people. Don't plug in all the blenders. That's the
Yeah.
metaphor.
Yeah, because I also don't think that just like cruelty or mutilation is
Not that in and of it. Because I was trying to think about what I think art is, and I almost want to say that it's the effort to provoke emotion of some kind, with that being the intent. If you go out to like harm people just because you want to harm people, that's not, art. But if you're doing,
one could say you're trying to provoke terror.
Right. If you're doing it with the intent, and you're maybe doing it in a way where like you're making a what's the word I'm looking for? A show of how you're doing it, then maybe that is a form, because you're eliciting the emotion of fear or worry in people. And if that's kind of what you were aiming for, then I would say, I mean, it's a horrible thing regardless. This isn't to say that, I mean, I feel like art can be good, bad, it can be whatever. But I don't think that makes it any less of art, really. But I think it's about the resultant feelings that people get from it. Because it's like, and I think that's why a lot of people these days say that like modern art isn't really art, because if you see like an unpeeled banana in like a museum somewhere, and you see it slowly rotting, over time, it's like, well, I'm not, like, this is just a banana that's rotting. I mean, and because the video also talks about having a story behind it too. Like if maybe the artists were to say something like, yeah, I'm allergic to bananas and I didn't have a lot of food growing up, but bananas were cheap. So my parents would buy a lot of bananas even though I couldn't eat them. And then they had like the banana there rotting to showcase their inability to eat it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because then there's like some level of story behind the art that makes you then feel something, knowing that story, right? Because you're like, oh, that's actually speaking to something, deeper that I can like kind of understand now, and that sucks, for them. Then you're eliciting more of an emotion there. If you just had a banana sitting there and it wasn't really tied to anything, it's just like, okay, cool. I'm kind of hungry. This banana looks good.
Yeah. It kind of is like, that's what I find really difficult about sculpture sometimes. Because it doesn't always have a clear story behind it. Sometimes it's just cool to look at.
Right.
But like you're saying with this banana case, it's or what we were talking about earlier in this week, there's some level of cueing the audience into your intention that plays into how effective something is at being art.
Which is why you see descriptions beside artwork, in museums, because that's intended to give you more of like more context to really understand what's going on and what you're seeing.
But if it is a banana on a stand and you took the little placard away, then is it art? If you took away the description, is it art? Yeah. I would say no. I'm going to say it's a banana on a stand and a pretentious person. Unless,
because that's all you know, right?
Because that's all you know.
Right.
And there is nothing else. They didn't do anything else to
let that be known.
The only thing, unless they're like, I want everybody to walk by and feel like, what is this?
Right.
And that's how I felt every day when I couldn't eat the bananas so we could afford. Like, if that's the case, then maybe that is
art. Yeah.
Art, maybe it's everybody has to experience what they experience on a regular basis.
Right. That's why I think it's hard to judge it, because sometimes you may not know exactly what the original intent was. And I think that even if there's something that an artist is doing that no one else comes to know, if they put it out there, then I think it's still art, because they did it at least for themselves and they understand it,
Yeah.
So I think it's art in that regard. But I think that's where you can say like that's not art to me, maybe, and I guess that's what a lot of people mean for like modern day stuff when they say that's not art. It's not like, I don't think you can say that something's not art, but you can say it's not art to you, because maybe it's not invoking anything within you. Because like on the way here, we were talking about personalities and people. If you can say that someone is beautiful on the inside because of how they're acting, and I was thinking about that more, and I think that if you're seeing someone who is acting incredibly kind and helpful almost every time you interact with them to anyone they're around, then that can elicit like a strong, like just peaceful and nice feeling in you. And I think that's what leads people to say like, oh, that person is beautiful on the inside, because they're getting that kind of emotional reaction from them. So that's what I think of.
I think the only thing I can think of, like, so when people, like, let's say they have a kid or with artists or whatever, sometimes people will be just attracted to their ability to do that.
Right.
And they'll be like, wow, you have a really beautiful brain. It's very interesting or complex or whatever. I guess that would make someone beautiful on the inside. For context, I was saying that I don't know that I ever refer to people as being beautiful on the inside. And then I always kind of felt like when people were like, so-and-so is beautiful on the inside and out, that was a way to say like they're not that physically attractive.
Yeah.
But they have a great personality.
Right.
And I was saying like, I think because of that, because I always kind of saw that as like platitude.
Right.
That
A way to get around saying you're not all that visually.
Yeah, that it's just not a way that I describe people's personalities. Like I would be like, they have a really great, or they're really cool, or they're really sweet. They're so kind, or they're so thoughtful. But I don't think I ever go say that they're beautiful, just like as a summation.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand why people would say that.
It's kind of, I guess, when you feel yourself just in awe of their presence and what they're doing.
See, and that's another thing. I think I would start assigning other terms like more specific. Like, are they really regal? Are they really authoritative? Are they really gentle? Like those, I think those things would come to mind more than
the word beautiful.
Yeah.
And I feel like beautiful though kind of well, yeah, because I guess it does depend on the person saying it, but to me it kind of encompasses all those things. It encompasses being kind, gentle, open, helpful. Like it's just more of like a category to encompass all those things at once, so you don't have to be, because they could be being all those things. So rather than having to go through and just say one, you're just like, it's kind of a way to just say they are awe-inspiring for me. They are making me feel this way. Like that's what that's saying. They're making me feel good. And that's almost the kind of same thing you're saying when you like a piece of art. And it
makes me feel good.
Or not even maybe good.
You can beautiful that are terrible.
Yes, and but there's still kind of, I think, within that you're feeling cathartic in some way. You know, you're still getting like a beneficial kind of feeling from it, even if you're maybe feeling a little bit negative. So I think that's a big piece of art.
Do you think like if somebody makes a cabinet by hand, is that art?
Oh, good question. Because it's not really invoking. It's more for practical use.
Unless they're like carving something specific into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's more. So if you're focusing on just like the practical nature of it, like just a simple wooden cabinet that just opens and shuts. Well, maybe. I mean, oh man, I feel like I'm gonna feel bad if I wouldn't say that it's not art, but it's maybe not as much art as other things are art that invoke emotion, because you put work into it. Maybe there's another word for it. I can't think of what it would be though. But let's say you have a cabinet that also like does other things that it doesn't have to do, but that's useful, and you're like, whoa, that's really cool. I'm trying to think of an example of what else it could do. Maybe are we talking about like a drawer cabinet or like open door cabinet?
I was thinking more of an open door. But
Okay, so if we go with like an open door, and let's say there's like a drawer in the open door, and then let's say that like you open the drawer and there are things inside it that are like cupped to the sides, and you fold those things out so you can put stuff in there that's higher up or something. Like then you're kind of getting into art, even though it's more practical, because then it's like, wow, this isn't just a cabinet and a drawer. This is more than that, and that's beautiful. Because then you're feeling something that you're like, whoa, this is cool. I really like this. This is going to be really helpful for me. You know, spices go here. Cat snacks go here. You know, and then, but then you can make it different colors too.
Yeah.
And maybe you have like maybe you have, when you pull it out from the sides, you have like a hypnotic pattern too. So it's like, so then you're not just, when you pull it out, you're not just like, whoa, the practicality. You're also just like, whoa, the visual effects.
So what I'm hearing,
and there's just like so much going on.
A cabinet all by itself is not art. But if it's a tricked out cabinet, then it's art.
Yo, not a tricked out cabinet. That's crazy. I don't want to say no to the first thing because I'll feel bad, but maybe so. I'm trying to think if there's another thing that you could call it. Hard work. It's hard. It's hard work that one should feel proud of. I'm not demonizing. It's just, yeah, no, you know what? I'm sticking to that. If you make a cabinet, I mean, it takes art and skill to do that, but it's hard work. But if you have a tricked out cabinet, that's art.
So one time my dad was saying, if art is expression,
Mm-hmm.
what is martial arts?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it expressing?
I think it's express. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say power and the ability to have control over your body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah. I think I had said I felt like, no, this is probably extreme, but that it was the expression of the will to live.
Damn.
But that's like assuming all altercations are fatal or potentially fatal.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think in the way that if martial arts is an art, then a cabinet is an expression of something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an expression of like order,
Mm-hmm.
but like a desire for,
Oh.
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I like that.
Like, but also if you're sitting there taking the time to create it, because mostly I feel like,
Right.
dude, you can have a cabinet, it's like, oh, that's really cool, it's really beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
because it's ornate,
Yeah.
and that's cool. Like the details of it are visually interesting to look at, and you like looking at
Right.
it. But then there's also that added layer of like, somebody sat here
Mm-hmm.
and they thought about this.
You're right.
And this makes it more beautiful because
Yeah.
it's imbued with this.
And
like,
that goes back to, what the quote unquote artist is thinking about when they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Cabinets are art. Cabinets
no, I
are
wasn't
art.
trying to persuade
and then,
you.
You didn't have to try. You did it.
Oh, okay.
You succeeded. But
It wasn't a trick question. I mean, it was a trick question, but
But
not really.
It was
It was a thought.
It was
provoking question.
It was yes. You had a thought and you expressed it. yeah. Good job. But no, I agree with you. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Because it just goes back to but I don't think like the mass machine production of like cabinets.
No, I don't think that those are art. I think that handcrafted things are art.
Yeah. What about the monkey picture?
Oh.
There was a guy who was going out and taking pictures of animals. Was it at a zoo? Or was it just in the wilderness?
I think it was in the wilderness.
No, I think it was at a zoo because the monkey had a name.
No. Maybe it was like a conservation center or something?
Maybe something like that. But dude, bro was taking pictures, and monkey grabbed a camera, and accidentally took selfies of itself, and there was like a debate about like who the artist was. Was it the monkey or was it the guy who had shown up with the camera with the intent to take the pictures because the monkey didn't know it was taking selfies of itself, presumably. And so that's what the discussion was about, was like who was the artist and who like legally would be given the rights and like the monetary, elements of it to, would it go to the guy or to the monkey?
I don't think it didn't really go to anybody, right?
Someone sued on behalf of the monkey.
I think it was PETA.
Yeah, and I don't think you can do that.
I don't know, but the benefit. I think if anything, the benefit of doing that would make it to where then people wouldn't be like, oh, I can just go out and give monkeys or whatever an elephant picture,
right?
And then whatever pictures, like that's my artwork.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be the benefit in denying him the ownership, the human, the ownership over the images, because otherwise, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, and this is like not an interesting ethical question whatsoever.
No.
I think, that's one of those things where you're like, okay, maybe just let the man have half.
Yeah.
And the conservation center can have half, or wherever he was, you know?
Right. I think the monkey was the artist.
Sure.
even though he didn't have the intent.
But he has no use for the...
No, but he took even though he didn't know, he took the picture at the angle that it was at of him. The man may have brought the camera, but he had no hand in how the picture was taken.
Yeah.
So, but
he set the camera settings, probably.
Yeah, that's true.
So he did set the camera up.
True.
To take
But that's why I think
photos.
that since it's his camera too, I think that I agree with what you were saying, and that there are dangers that could be had if you were to just allow people to do that and say you can have, it's yours essentially. But I think that he has some level of argument over having the rights to some extent, but I don't think he can call himself the artist. And I think those are two separate things.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that in that situation, maybe he can have his portion, and then someone else can establish a trust for the monkey, and then
and then the monkey's kids can...
No, and then they can collect enough money to, financially preserve his habitat in perpetuity.
Yeah. Ooh, in perpetuity.
And so now he, owns this monkey, owns the land, but it's...
for his kids, so when the
For his
monkeys
future children.
do an uprising, they'll have a home base.
Then they'll have the generational wealth to fund
Yes.
the
Which
uprising.
is so important. That is so important. You know what? Go PETA.
Okay.
I see what they were doing. I see you, PETA, out here. So, about clothes. Clothing.
Yeah.
Controversial historical fact. Men wore skirts. And it was seen as good. Okay? It was seen as good. This isn't me saying I want to wear skirts. Yeah. I'm just saying that it goes back to the practicality, once
That feels like a skirt for a man would be impractical.
Yeah, right. That's why it went to jeans or split leg clothing, was because when it came to riding horses and war, it just didn't make sense for
I was
them.
just thinking about peeing.
Oh.
It doesn't seem very practical to wear a skirt.
Why not? You would just lift up your skirt.
I know, but that's for a man. It makes sense for a woman because of the...
And that was one of the other reasons
or a person who has a vagina who pees.
Yeah, who
squatting.
Yeah,
typically.
Right. Yes.
But for somebody who
typically, they should always be.
I'm sure people are doing different things, but
no.
But for someone who doesn't have to do that, unless you have to poop, it makes sense if you have to poop. But if you're just going peeing, you just want I feel like today's hardware is more practical for a man or a person with a penis.
I mean, but I could just lift up the skirt. Why do you have me arguing in favor of a skirt? Stop it. But you could. It's just as easy if you had a little...
Have you worn a skirt?
No.
You need to go put one on and you tell me how easy it is for you to go to the bathroom.
Isn't it just around the waist and you just lift it up?
Yes, but is that easier than you just being able to unzip and go?
You're just holding the skirt up with one hand and putting the other hand where it needs to go.
You go home.
No.
A skirt. And you tell me. I could be wrong.
I just don't understand why you think that'd be more difficult.
I think it would just be because the way it is now is so easy for a man.
It's easy to lift up a skirt, too. I don't understand.
We're just going to agree to disagree. I think all these people who have penis envy because because they have to take their jumpsuit off, lift up a skirt, pull down their underpants to go to the bathroom. Meanwhile, all you got to do is stand there and unzip, zip it up.
No, it's great. I won't deny it's not great.
That seems like it's because it's easier.
It is. I mean, but let's be, okay, just to put it out there, the bathroom practicality is not the only reason for these differences. I mentioned war and horseback riding. Okay, men need pants for war. That was
Men,
the thought.
They need pants for war.
That was the prevailing thought. But when they were wearing skirts,
they went
alongside
to war
women.
less. Hashtag bring back skirts.
The commoners who weren't going to war would wear the skirts.
Where is this written?
This is written. Look, it's a thing because the Bible says men shall not wear the clothing of women. This isn't the exact wording. And then it says women shall not wear the clothing of men. And I read, or I listened, I heard that that's what it currently states now, is that men should not wear the clothes of women and women should not wear the clothes of men. And that like 2 iterations before that, it stated that like it was a little bit more nuanced. It wasn't as direct as just saying you shall not wear the clothes of the opposing sex. I don't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it had something to do with like a certain type of clothing that the other sex wore, but it wasn't as prescriptive as just like all clothes, you know, because that's really when that came out was really when there seemed to be like more of a divide between what men versus women were wearing.
I wonder if that had to do, so like in the videos by that channel that does like the aesthetics breakdown, which by the way, did you see? At the end of one of their videos, they were like, let us know if you want. No, they didn't say it like that. But you can you can order like an aesthetic evaluation of yourself.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and they were like, we'll give you a 700-word breakdown.
Like
I think
based
that's what
off like the science of.
Yeah,
Wow.
and like some tips on how you can make yourself more attractive. I was like, I don't know if I would want to do that or not.
Out of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About what they would say.
I didn't get to that part if it was at the end, or I didn't hear it because it was near the end of the video, and I was just like.
And you didn't watch to the end.
Well,
And now we know.
No.
It's okay. I was late.
Okay. Fair. But I brought it up. But I brought up the clothes thing because that's also an aesthetic element. Right, and like what people are wearing, and it goes back to also like it seems like in art there's like the actual art visual like preference element, and then there's like the intent and the practicality of it. Like all those things go into it.
Well, so the reason why I brought the video up was that it talked a lot about sexual dimorphism being like a thing that was linked or kind of came up a lot when they were trying to figure out universal attractiveness of like being able to like if you were, quote unquote female, that you distinctively looked that way. If you were quote unquote male, you distinctively looked that way.
Right.
And I wonder how much like that clothing bit was that like a power and control thing? Was it like a nobody get confused type of thing?
Yes, okay. So that's what the original
just to say we don't agree with these necessary hard and fast distinctions between you gotta look this binary way of looking.
Yes.
Anyway,
Amber's the queen of caveats. She will make sure it is known.
We are not
advocating. We're just talking.
Yeah.
We're just talking. But yes, that reminded me that the original interpretation of that general interpretation, I guess, and this is just from one source. So I mean, but
caveat.
But what they said was that it was originally kind of intended to make it to where men didn't try to look as if they were women to get out of going to war. Yeah, right. That was like the main reason, because if you had to go to war and you wanted to try to like gather up your men to go, and you had a bunch of them trying to look like women so they didn't have to, then that would be a problem, right? So
it reminds me of Mulan for some reason.
No, that's a good comparison. But then over time it just got kind of like more explicit and prescriptive about just like, hey, firm division between these two. But that I think the important thing here to take into consideration is that a big portion of what's seen as like aesthetically pleasing or not really just has to do with like the practical elements that were available at the time and that were being enforced at the time, and like the culture surrounding that, which basically usually typically went hand in hand with like the practical elements of it and stuff.
Yeah. Which is almost like anytime people start having a conversation about like how much fat you have on your body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that shifts from culture to culture based off of the resource availability.
Yeah, right.
And one's perception of like, if you look like this and you have more fat on your body, this means this, or
you're well off and you have money and you're able to eat well and stuff, and that's seen as attractive because it shows that you can take care of whoever you need to take care of.
Like I think there was I was listening to Trevor Noah's podcast, and one of his co-hosts is Nigerian, and she's talking about how like in her culture there are like fattening rooms that you go into as a woman who's about to get married. And like you have to put on weight,
right?
In order, and I think that's probably linked to some level of like perceptions of fertility. Versus like here, if you're in the States, and I think I saw a study. I really don't remember where it was, but it was like an African person in Africa will, and please know that I'm overgeneralizing because not all African. I mean, that's many different countries. I don't remember what country they were from. I want to say it's probably like a North African, but not like North. Anyway.
Middle North.
Yes. So please know that I'm not trying to generalize. Whatever culture it was from, that when they were in their home culture, they saw women who were thicker or had more fat on their body as more attractive. But then when they moved to Britain, they would see that as less attractive because it is indicative of something different.
Yes, of the different kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I do think that's interesting, like how much of that, and I think it kind of made me think about what you were saying about like when you were growing up. I still don't remember what you said.
Yeah.
But something about like that there were certain things because of where you grew up and what was normal that didn't occur to you to really like care about, or nobody really talked about that. Versus like if you were to move to New York City or you were to move to Los Angeles, maybe your priorities, your aesthetic priorities would be very different.
Right. Yep.
Like I would say, like moving to this part of the country has done a few things to my sense of like how I perceive myself. And what I perceive as attractive. Like I definitely don't like like teeth don't matter as much. And like you can actually like you don't have.
You saying we got bad teeth down here?
No. This is what I'm saying. You don't have to see like you can see somebody's natural smile and basically be allowed to see it as beautiful. You don't have to write it off as unattractive because it's not perfectly straight. You can look at it and evaluate whether or not you like it based off of if you like it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, right.
Versus...
Right. There's not like a hard and fast rule of like perfection and symmetry, whiteness of the teeth. And
yeah. And like you can have more... Like I feel like there's maybe a little bit more individual
quirks,
unique beauty that I see. I mean, not obviously there's subcultures here in Arkansas that have a more clear-cut standard of beauty.
Yeah,
it only looks one way. It only dresses one way. I would say a lot of like the fraternity culture here has a more clear-cut idea of what is attractive.
Right.
But outside of that, there's a lot more
room for that.
Versus like in the North, I feel like people are relatively homogenous. Like you have your subgroup that you fit into, but you still conform pretty strongly in that direction.
Right.
And then I feel like there's a little bit less unique beauty that I see in certain places versus like, except for maybe if I go to like Chicago or something,
Mm-hmm.
being in Chicago reminds me of like being in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
where the beauty standard, like while there are people who are beautiful, it is more based off of practicality. So like people aren't wearing so much makeup that like if you were to be taking the bus and you were walking down the street or something and it was super hot, now it's running down your face.
Right, right.
And it's like, or you're not wearing something that's super hard to move in
Mm-hmm.
because you might be taking public transportation, or it's a more active city, so you want to be able to move around.
Yep, comfort.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that I really part of why I think I love Chicago so much is that, one, if you want to express yourself, you can,
Mm-hmm.
but two, you can also just be like put on a shirt and some pants and just make your hair look presentable. But I do think, so going to a different side of aesthetics,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more about like home decor or art, actual art, and even like smells,
Mm-hmm. Home
and-
decor,
and
tricked out
music.
cabinets.
tricked out cabinets. What is your like home preference?
Low lighting is a big thing. Like warm lighting, you know. I don't want to feel, if I'm going home, I don't want to feel like I'm walking into Target or Walmart
Okay.
or the office.
Oh, yeah.
Like just that pure white overhead lighting, you know. It's not relaxing. It's not a chill vibe. So like that. So low kind of like warm level lighting, windows, trees are visible outside, with some even maybe like right near the house where like the branches are like touching the window. It's cloudy outside. That has nothing to do with the house, but I feel like I'm painting a picture now, and I love cloudy days. So it's cloudy outside, it's raining. You got a patio, okay? So you can drink coffee on it. Maybe it's a sunroom area enclosed, but you can see outside of it all the way around, except for the part that's connected to the house. Library, because that just goes in the atmosphere, you know. And then a big area for the gatherings. Lot of seating room. Lot of places to sit that have view access to where the entertainment is occurring, whether it be like the middle of the room for like Pictionary or something, or like wherever the TV is placed, you know. And then plants, warm colors. So like I kind of like bronze, burnt orange, like things like that. I also don't mind like a silver blue kind of thing going on, although that doesn't necessarily go with the other two colors that I just mentioned, I don't think. But anything that provides kind of like an inviting, warm, time to mellow out kind of feeling for me, I would say. What
It's
about
full.
you?
Full
Of what?
No, just a full description.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
I agree with the windows. I agree with the visible
Mm.
tree situation. I agree with the lighting, but I don't necessarily need the light to be low, because it actually frustrates me when you have warm light that's dim. Like, in some cases, it needs to function like a light. It's not just like
Well,
It's not
if
a
you need
heat
to,
lamp.
if you need to read, get closer to the light
No.
source. Okay, you have a dedicated read chair.
Okay.
That's your read chair, and it's by the low lighting lamp. Because if you have the light source too high and you're trying to read in your read chair and it's right beside the high source light, that's going to be too bright.
I don't mind it if it's white light. If it's like somewhere in between like a white and a yellow. I don't like when it's more on the blue. And
What?
when the light starts looking a little bluish.
Blue?
Like there's a cool like a cool.
Where are you going that has cool?
My apartment, they changed the light bulbs and it's like LED and it's more of like the hospital white bright, and I don't like that. Like you can have a white light that's warmer and then you can have white light that's cooler, and I don't like the cooler
It's more,
lights.
that's weird. I'm sorry they did that to you. You know what you should
it's
do?
really annoying.
Go to an arts and crafts store and get like a color sheet
Hmm.
and like tape it.
Well, I don't want to start a fire, so I'll look into it.
Get some like non-flammable material.
I do. So yeah, I'm with you, and then we diverge. But then I really like just like things that look. I like lighter woods.
Mm-hmm.
And I like.
Wood.
I do like white. I like lighter colors.
White in a house?
Not like white as in like the walls have to be white, although if the walls are white, it's a warmer white.
White or black kitchen appliances?
Would I prefer
Yeah.
white?
No, I'm just saying it as a statement. You do that so often. It's so funny to me. White or black appliances? You mean from my preference? No.
Okay.
I'm just saying it.
If we ever have merch, I just want a shirt that says white or black kitchen appliances, period. And then on the back it says with the big logo, A to Z Media.
Yeah.
The logo's on the back.
I like it.
But I would prefer white. I would prefer white. But you know what? I would like a different color though. Like when people have like the light blue or like a more of like the light green.
Yeah.
I just want when it's light.
Yes. Okay. So, but you prefer that to white?
Yes, I would
Okay.
prefer to white.
Okay.
Just like
Good.
brighter.
What about your toilet?
Well, I like a white toilet.
You want a white toilet?
Yeah. Aren't most toilets white?
Whoa. When have we ever made decisions based off the typical
Shut
established
your
norms?
Mouth right now. Yeah, white toilet. I don't want.
Why?
I don't like a colorful toilet.
Why?
I want a classic toilet.
Why?
Because
Don't make me ask again.
I would prefer the color to show up in the tiles on the floor,
What?
or the bathroom tile, or like the tile in the shower.
What do you mean?
Or something.
You'd want...
There's tiles on the floor.
Oh my God. I'm aware of the existence of tiles in bathroom
Yeah.
floors.
Like,
what
I
do you mean
want-
by the color? You want the...
Toilet. I just would want the toilet to not be the thing that's like the pop of the room.
Okay,
So
wait.
I would prefer the toilet to be white, just
Okay.
generic white. The sink can be white,
Okay.
or like a stone or something.
Okay.
A sink can be a stone. I
Okay.
think that's really pretty.
All right.
But in terms of like what gives the bathroom character,
Okay.
I would prefer it to show up in like the tiles or the.
The tiles don't have to be white.
No, I know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I don't want them to be.
Yes, right. I'm saying that you can have both tiles and a toilet.
No, I don't want it to be too busy. Like I want it to feel balanced.
Make the bathtub white then.
Maybe, but I also am fine with like tiled, like the background of it. I guess in the kitchen it's called a backsplash. I don't know what it's called in a bathroom. But if there's color in there, because I've pinned so many, and there's like multiple. There's like really
Yeah.
beautiful like rainbow tiles.
Right.
Like
And you like that?
I do, but
Okay.
I do think you need some things to be like anchored, which is why I would be okay with the tub being white and the toilet being white, or sink being white, and like everything around it elsewise has character.
Okay.
Like I do believe like have some groundedness in your spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And white, black, they can do that.
So why not a black toilet?
I don't want that.
You just said it's grounding like
But
white.
I don't want that.
Oh my
I want a
God.
lighter. This is my toilet.
Okay, I know. I'm curious because white, things show up more easily.
Yeah, clean it. That's what you want.
Yeah,
that.
okay, no,
you want to have a visual
clean it.
cue as to when it needs to be.
No. Just clean it.
Yeah, you just clean it.
Just clean it. Yeah, just clean it.
You see how well that you
just clean it. Yeah, just
Zachary
clean it.
Bird
Yeah,
song.
I'll go home today
How
and I'll
often
clean
do
my
you
toilet.
Clean your toilet.
Let me ask Cam.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't come at me.
I'm not. I'm just saying. It don't.
You decorate. I didn't comment at all on your choices.
I'm just curious. That just means I'm more curious than you.
Anyway, I like a sandy brown, like that
Toilet.
color. Sure. If there was a
just-
sandy brown toilet, I would
What
take
do you
it.
mean?
Because it's light enough and it still looks kind of,
Right.
crisp. It's got a crisp.
I just like that you said if, like you couldn't have one.
I don't know what
created.
exists. I'm not getting a custom toilet.
This is a theoretical.
Oh.
We're not picking out a house.
Well, anyway, guys, that's my preference. In terms
White toilet.
in terms
That's what
of
I've gotten away from
smells,
this.
I really like
Oh, I forgot you said smells.
yeah, cotton smell where it's like light. The theme is light and
Mhm.
airy.
Yes.
I like that.
Cotton's like the definition
Yes,
of
certain
light and airy.
lemon can be okay, but it can also tip and be too heavy. It's gonna be
Yeah.
really faint.
Lemons for the bathroom.
And I like floral scents, but not again. They have to be a certain kind of floral. It's usually like a floral, somewhere between a floral and a fruity scent.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be lighter on the
Yeah.
lifted side.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's terms for these things. You know what I'm trying to say, people.
I
But
like pine. Pine nut. Birthday cake. Cookies.
makes me sick. All of these things would make me sick.
Even the pine nut?
No, that one's okay. I think it would just annoy me after a while. It's just a little bit too overbearing, but I could deal with it.
Charcoal.
I think that's the same as the pine. It's alright, but it's overbearing at times.
Almond honey.
Yeah.
You have problems with nuts?
It would be the honey part.
Oh.
As long as it's like if it's too, when things start getting too sweet, too dense,
Okay.
too that, I can't.
Almond milk.
It's nasty. Gross as hell.
Those are probably mine, minus the almond milk. That was a facade. Mm-hmm. But like strong, I kind of like a stronger scent. Mm-hmm. You know, because it fills up the room more. I don't like pumpkin spice. Get away from me. I don't know what it is. I'm just not a big fan of pumpkin spice.
I'm okay with it as a latte. I'm not okay with it in any other form.
I'm not even okay with it as a latte. Get it away from me.
Get it.
Get it. If someone gives me that,
Get it.
I'm throwing it back in their face.
It right.
It's just not good. It's just not good. White chocolate's where it's at. Aesthetics. Yo,
White
speaking,
chocolate latte is not bad though, but not.
It's pretty
in any
good.
Other
It's probably the
form.
best flavor of latte.
Nope.
You didn't have to say anything.
Vanilla.
Oh, basic.
Yes. Are you not getting this theme from me? Just
Amber,
basic.
I would never say that.
Clean.
If you want to say it, you can.
Straightforward.
Yeah. On the fence. So not too straightforward.
Straddling the line.
On the fence, straddling the line. One another
Not
phrase.
too much,
I need
not
at least
too
3.
little.
There we go. Yep. I said the word aesthetics, and it reminded me. Well, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not. BBLs, aesthetics.
Okay.
These are the true aesthetics.
BBLs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of surgery required. It says that on the label. Good for society? Question mark. Answer, probably not.
Probably not.
Aesthetics?
I think it's equivalent to like the feet binding
The feet binding.
in China. Like it's
I'm
like
scared.
as
What do you mean? What is that?
what?
Feet binding?
You've never heard of that?
Are they
Bound feet, like how Chinese women used to bind their feet. They used to take their feet, if your foot wasn't basically like this big,
Uh-huh.
they would take their foot
Oh.
and like to
yeah.
fit in these little.
Right.
You've never seen that?
It sounds familiar. I haven't
Oh, you should
seen it,
Google
but
it.
yeah,
Seriously. Yeah, I think
to keep them smaller.
and to have. I mean, their feet weren't. That's the thing. They weren't small.
Yeah, right.
They were just to keep them with the appearance of being small
Oh.
and fit into these little teeny shoes.
Right.
I think that. I mean, not to disrespect anybody out there if you have a BBL, and I know it's a financial investment, and in certain career paths, it is very advantageous to have a BBL. I don't think it's necessary.
It's typically, I think,
really not necessary, actually.
Anything to do with physical appearance and the need to unnaturally change it with the intention to be perceived as more visually appealing is not good.
No. And I just think, one, you're going to have children and they're going to come out looking like how you used to look anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah. That's a good point, because it's not a genetic thing. It's not you're not gonna pass it on unless one day they come up with shots where, like, if you get a BBL, we will give you a genetic shot that passes it on down to your child.
Yeah, maybe they would do that, but I think it's that, one. Two, I don't think most people who end up getting that drastic of a surgery are ever really satisfied. You know, unless they did it and then they regret it or something like that. A lot that surgery is also very reversible. It's not a permanent thing.
Right.
So you can lose more weight. I'm pretty sure, but you can gain more weight. You're not going to necessarily keep your shape, you know. But the biggest thing is that, like, again, if you were doing it because you're a female rapper, and you're trying to be in a relationship with, like, a professional athlete or something, and athletics, like, yes, it is about the body.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So it can make sense for an athletic person to want a partner whose appeal in life is about their body. I don't know if that's what's going on, but that makes sense to me. Okay.
It feels like, though, that they'd prefer for that to have gotten through natural means, through exercise, or, you know, taking into sport similar to them. But
maybe, but I don't think that is necessarily what's happening. If there were some monetary reason as to why you were doing that, that would make more sense to me. If you're doing it just because you think, and then, did I tell you, like, there was somebody who my sister knew who had a BBL, and her friends had also had BBLs, and, like, they only hung out with other people who had BBLs.
A BBL club.
Yeah, so it's like there is
BBLC.
There is some level of, like, community being found in being a person who's at a BBL.
That is, I don't want to say crazy.
It is very unique.
It's because usually what bonds people over shared experiences is, it's, like, usually, like, layered, and maybe the layering here is, like, the reason behind getting the BBL. Because if you have a big badonkus, and it's through the means of, you know, participating in a sport or consistent weightlifting or something, then I feel like it makes more sense to kind of bond or have a community with people over that, because you are repeatedly taking action into something that is that you're working on, you know. But I guess the similar thing to that would be what you're saying, is that if people are doing it for a more practical financial reason, that maybe then that's the shared experience around getting the BBL is that it's being used to further that goal and endeavor. Maybe,
yeah. I don't know.
So I take back my crazy statement.
Or also because now you've gone through this similar experience, right, of this recovery period.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, maybe. I don't feel like that's as big of a thing, though, because, like, if you get cancer,
well, no one's going to judge you either. Like, you may be around somebody else who didn't get a BBL, and they're going to judge you, or they're going to be like, "Girl, why did she do that?" Versus if someone else got a BBL, you can relate to each other, and you'd be like, "Why did you get your BBL?"
Well, yeah, then it goes to the intent and the yeah.
Oh, girl, wasn't that terrible? Like, that one time, girl, let me tell you about this story. Da da da. Yeah. And then you may go on from there, and also be like, what you have to do to maintain the BBL, or like, whatever.
Right.
May be similar.
You have to maintain a BBL?
Yes.
Well,
you work out. You have to work out. You have to keep the shape. Yeah. Some people think you get it and it's good. No. You got to keep it Like, it only gets you the figure. It's still on you. You still have a body. It's not fake. It's fat. Or fat can come back, and so you have to stay in shape, literally.
Huh?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
But it's beyond
it's
what you can.
expensive.
It's beyond what you can get naturally, though, right? Typically.
I mean, it can be depending on what you got. But some people with BBLs, I'm like, girl, outside of maybe how your butt to thigh ratio, because your butt's so much bigger than your thighs. I think sometimes when I see people who have more natural BBLs, I'm like, you could have built that. But they don't want to.
Mm-hmm. But if they have to maintain it anyway, it's just like, why not just have gone through the process instead of getting a jump start for your car?
I just don't think that a lot of people know that you have. I don't know.
I mean, I certainly didn't know. But
yeah.
I'm not getting it either.
No, you have to work out. You have to, yeah.
Because I just thought there was something just like...
It's not like a boob job.
Like a balloon is put up in there.
No. Yeah, from what I know. Feel free to correct me if you are more knowledgeable about BBLs. But I think it's
maybe there's different kinds of BBLs.
And you know what? And this is like this thing that frustrates me too. And this is now, people, you can judge me. Okay?
Yo.
And I don't care.
Y'all been waiting for this.
I do think that everybody has a different body, and the body that you have has beauty to it. Like, if you ever think about, like, I'm not even gonna make that reference, but I just think when you spend a lot of time trying to get your body to look like not look like itself, which means, like, if you like, I'm somewhere between probably like a straight up and down person and an hourglass shape, somewhere in between that figure. If I wanted like a really large lower body that was out of proportion with my upper body, I would have to do a lot to get it to look like that. And part of that would be because, and I will die on this hill, is because I saw it somewhere else and thought, that's beautiful, or I like the attention that she's getting, or she looks nice in her dress, I want to look like that in my dress.
Right.
And I think there is, and people don't want to talk about it. And maybe that's because they don't compute it this way. I mean, that's fine. And maybe I'm just being overly harsh. But I do think that there's some level of envy.
Oh, yeah.
That's rooted in all of that.
Yeah, 100%.
And, you know, there are people who have really little upper bodies. And that is so cool. Like, it looks, because, you know, when people are really, like, whatever, they can wear different tops that look really cool, like really cool artistic shirts when you don't have a big upper body.
Right.
Or a large chest. And I've decided that instead of trying to want and therefore get what they have, you can just appreciate it from it and go, that is really nice.
Right.
I really like that.
You don't have to spend your time and your waking life trying to strive for it.
No, I think you should just come to terms and find a way. Like, I even had this kind of feeling with Pinterest, because I love Pinterest. I'm on there all the time, like at least once a day, pinning. And there was a point where I was like, you know, you can keep pinning all of these things that you hope to wear, but one, and it was funny, I used to go through it with one of my friends, and he would be like, the thing about you pinning this is that this is not going to look like you on... This is not going to look like that on you because your chest is bigger than theirs.
Right.
Or your body's not really shaped like that.
Right.
And it wasn't until he started saying that I was like, oh... Because you're just pinning it because you like it, because you like what you see.
The way it looks, but
you think that it's going to look like that on you. And it's not.
And that's why people need to, like... That's why... online shopping, because if you go in person, you can try it out. You're able to see how it looks on you. You know right then and there, like, if that's something that you want and if you actually like or not. reach out to your local businesses. Go in person, try out things.
Yeah.
Go to that thrift shop.
But
Thrift.
also, that's how you will actually start to develop, I think, a personal style.
Yeah, you will, because you're not looking at other people and what looks good on them and thinking, oh, that just looks good because of who you're seeing it on, to your point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing it on you. Like, I came to terms with that recently with my hair. Was being like, I kind of need to stop looking and thinking like, oh, I see this person's hair and I'm going to do that. Like, first of all, if my skills aren't there, it's definitely not going to look like that when I try to do it. But two, instead of trying to make your hair do the specific thing, spend time in your hair, playing with your hair to figure out what your hair can do
and what you like about
good.
that. On
you, because you may not like. You may see it on someone else, and then you'll do it, and you just don't like it.
Right.
And you don't know why. Or maybe you like the way it looks, but you don't like the way it feels. Or you don't like the attention that it's garnering.
You're saying separate what you think looks good from others and what could look good on yourself by acknowledging that just because you like how something looks on someone else doesn't mean that that's something that you're saying that you need for yourself, because it may not look the same, but you can still appreciate it on that person.
Right.
And say they look good.
And you can still look at it, like if you want to go on Pinterest or you want to look at modeling pictures. Like, I think it's similar. It's not quite one-to-one, but it would be like watching a certain movie and you're like, I would never do that.
Right.
What they did in this movie, but I really enjoyed watching it. Or like if you play a video game and it's like a shoot 'em up video game, you would never go out, hopefully, and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
But it feels really good in the game.
Right, yeah.
And like, but you would never, ever, ever
do it for
really
real.
do that. And so it's like, it's okay. But beauty is one of those things that feels incredibly personal. No matter how it's being presented to you, you can't help but compare yourself to it.
And just because it's so easy these days too.
Yeah.
So easy.
Like,
people are doing it all the time.
Everywhere, social media, on the street. Like, I noticed myself like a few years or last year when I would see somebody walking down the street, I would like visualize, like take what they were wearing and imagine it on myself.
Yeah, right.
And I hadn't realized I had been doing that for so long until one day, like it really came into focus, and I was like, why am I doing that?
Right.
And it was really weird, but it makes sense then that at the time I really struggled with comparison and I really struggled with envy. Because that's what my brain was doing that constantly.
Right. And I think we're seeing that a lot with kids today. I had a teacher friend tell me recently that looking at their class roster and stuff, that there were a lot of kids that were popping up as having like anxiety and depression and were taking medication for it. And they're like, 15-year-old kids and stuff. And that's not to say that there aren't 15-year-old kids out there that like, that need it and stuff. But it goes to show that it's really a problem. And I think that the internet and the ease of comparisons and people being able to post just like the, full-on best moments of their life and of how they look, and then being able to use filters, and then now with AI and stuff too, there's just all these things, because there are a lot of people that follow accounts that post things that are AI and they don't even know sometimes. And this is all contributing to like mental illnesses and having comparisons and stuff. So find out what your aesthetics are for you, and then also try to take a little bit of Amber's point of view into your life. And well for let me finish. To try to see the beauty in everyone. Try to look for something nice in every person that you walk by or see. Be like, oh, I like what they're wearing, or oh, I like the way their hair is today. Take that mindset moving forward. Practice that.
So what I was going to say, this is going into the first homework bit. Someone had sent me a Instagram slide, and it was talking about how kids today, they asked some kids, like, would you rather, I think, like, play online or play on your phone or go outside and have unsupervised play or have structured play. Structured, created by an adult. And they said that they would rather have structured play. And it's because that they're on their phones as much because it's the only place where they're not overly supervised.
Mm.
And then they have the freedom, because a lot of parents like don't want their kids to play outside or
Yeah,
do whatever,
right.
play unsupervised, because they think their kids are going to get hurt in
Yep.
some way.
Yep.
And
Pain is good, though,
It,
to some extent.
you know, and that's something that I think a lot of us now that as adults, and we're in a weird space because we're kind of in that generation that had a certain amount of parental attention and protection and all of that stuff. We didn't have the free reign that other people had, so we have a little bit of that anxiety.
But we also didn't have like all the internet and
Yeah.
stuff like at the direct start of our upbringing. It came in later, so we still remember life being outside.
Yeah,
you know, some.
and having unstructured play, and sometimes I do think about that. But what I mean in bringing that up, and why I think it connects to this, is that there is some level of like all of us needing to remove this, like, one, because we're on our phones, right? We may not even shop or do anything with our appearance because we just consume what's ideal on our phone.
Yeah, right.
And we never spend time really taking chances on ourselves to see what we like. I'm so much like this. Especially with my hair. And then there's the structured bit where you can have other people tell you, like, this looks good. And that's cool. And you can do that. But it doesn't mean you're going to be happy. It doesn't mean you're going to learn how to express yourself.
Right.
Or be unique. So you need a little bit of unstructured play with your appearance. Or not even just your appearance, your home. Like, that's something I've learned to, like, unlearn other people's idea of what makes a home feel good.
Yeah, fill out your space.
Yeah. And so, or your musical tastes or whatever it is, your food tastes.
Yeah, find yourself.
Find yourself is
Yeah.
what we're saying. And then I think for the part about finding something good in someone else, partially I think what Zach is talking about is that I don't really think that they're like an ugly person. I think I always tell myself, and therefore now tell other people, God never leaves us with nothing. We all have something that he gave us to work to our advantage that's beautiful about us. And so I think it's like not seeing the world as beautiful and ugly, but trying to figure out what the complicated relationship between the two and everybody is, can be really helpful and can make you feel a little bit more normal.
Yeah. What can you appreciate?
Yeah, what can you appreciate about the people around you or your space, and that goes into gratitude too.
Yeah, because it gets you to look at the positives instead of maybe some of the cultural outright negatives that are more visible on people. Looking for those good things.
And also, I would say it's just like an acceptance too. Accepting
Definitely.
what's negative, but also accepting what's positive.
Right.
And like not letting one thing
trump the other.
Yeah, it's like it's all, you can't have one without the
It's all
yin
good.
and yang.
Yin yang, yin yang, man.
So, well,
I think that comes to a conclusion. That was a weird way of saying that, but
yeah.
it comes to a conclusion.
That was Zach's aesthetic preference on sentence structure. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope this made sense and gave nobody an existential crisis.
If it did, don't listen to any more of our episodes.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have more existential crises.
That's what we're here to do. We're
Yeah.
here to walk you through your existential crises.
We're here to walk you, challenge you, and put you on fences so you can take yourself off. Yep.
Or jump off. When
Jump
you're
off.
ready.
Yes, when you're not falling like Amber. You're jumping. You're making a clear decision to jump from the what'd you call it? Universal fence.
The cosmic.
Cosmic fence. You're making a known, informed decision on which way to jump.
What's coming to mind is like, we've been trying to figure out a slogan. So I'm like, A to Z Media, jump when you're ready.
Jump when you're ready. The background's a cosmic fence out in space. That'd go hard, actually. That's art. That's art. We did it. We did it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it. Please, as always, like and listen more and leave us comments if you have any ideas for future topics. Farewell.
Farewell.